An interesting feature of Sfirat Omer is that the counting on all 49 days is seen as one complete mitzvah. And so even though we make a bracha every single night, which might indicate to you that each day or each counting is an independent and separate mitzvah, this is not the case. The mitzvah of Sfirat Omer is one complete mitzvah, from counting on day 1 to the counting on day 49. And therefore, if you miss a day, you really cannot do the mitzvah properly. It's true that if you miss a day, the Shulchan Aruch directs us to keep counting, but without a bracha, because we can't do the mitzvah in its desired form. So if we miss a day, we continue counting, but we no longer say the bracha. If we're in shul, the Shaliach Tzibur says the bracha, and perhaps we connect ourselves to the bracha that he says, even though we don't make our own bracha. But there's no doubt that the person who is not making his own bracha is omitting it because he had some kind of a glitch in the Kiyum HaMitzvah. Now, what if you forgot to count Sfirat Omer, but you remember the next morning? Here, there's a lack of clarity amongst the poskim. They all agree that in the morning, following the night, or the morning, or later in the day, following the night that you forgot to count the Omer, you should definitely count the Omer during the day, and then you continue to count the Omer until you get to day 49. During the daytime, when you count the Omer, you count without a bracha. You don't say the bracha at night, but during the day. But if you did say a bracha, if you did count during the day, then apparently you can continue to count with a bracha from that day on until day 49. So again, the mitzvah of Sfirat Omer is singular. It seems to be made up of 49 separate pieces. And these 49 separate pieces, each of them has a bracha that I say every day. Nevertheless, we consider those 49 separate pieces to be part of one ongoing mitzvah. If you miss a day, you cannot do the mitzvah properly. So you continue to count, but without a bracha. If you're forgotten at night and you remember during the day, you can count, and then you kind of squared yourself with the mitzvah, and you continue to count regularly until day 49. It is perhaps important to note that for some reason, the Sidurim all published a variety of extra material that goes along with Sfirat HaOmer. It starts with the Hineni Muchanu Mezuman, which became popular in certain synagogues and certain kinds of locations. There's a nigun that goes along with Hineni Muchanu Mezuman. The Ribono Shel Olam at the end is very popular with chazanim, people who put on special concerts during this period of time, which is also, as you know, a period of Avelut. Not all of the Gedolim were in favor of this additional material, which finds its roots in the Kabbalah. Generally speaking, halachically, the Magen Avraham was the filter for Kabbalistic halachic material. If the Magen Avraham put it in, it's in. And if he didn't, it's not. And the Nodeb Yehuda took a strong stand against saying Hineni Muchanu Mezuman, even though His Talmidim said that he may have modified his stand at a later date. Nevertheless, we know that the Noda Yehuda was not happy about saying Hineni Muchanu Muzuman and Ribono Shel Olam. So if you go to most Lithuanian yeshivas, the Litva yeshivas, you'll see they say Sfirat HaOmer, but leave out those extra paragraphs which are connected to the Kabbalistic tradition. Whereas if you go into a shul, most Balabatim tend to say whatever it says in the Sidur. And certainly if you daven Nusach Sfarat or Edot HaMizrach, where the people actually like the Kabbalistic innovations, you'll find that they do say it. So do not fear, you go to a shul, sometimes they'll say the extra, sometimes they won't say the extra. The important part of Sfirat HaOmer is the bracha and the counting, which is done in the special way that the counting has been devised based on the psukim in the Torah.